I'm a few days late with it, but I'm just reminiscing about the late great Phyllis Hyman, who unalived herself back in '95. Um, it was a tragedy. I remember where I was when that particular time occurred, and growing up, uh, I remember her record was played in the house. I think my mother had to run her records, but anyway, I remember her. She was a very distinctive looking woman, was a model. That's why I mentioned that going in first. But her voice, her talent, her versatility, she was a precursor to Whitney Houston. And she was associated with Clive Davis and Arista Records. And you can read into that, but you want to. I don't really care in light of what happened with Dee Dee and everything and all that. And Whitney for that record. But anyway, uh, when I listened to her vocals, they were something else. I loved all her stuff that she did with duets with Michael Henderson. Um, those were my cuts. When I listened to those songs, um, they still hit. You know, you know, "Can't We Fall in Love Again" was my jam, and still do rock it. Her and Michael Henderson had incredible chemistry. My favorite Phyllis Hyman song is "You Know How to Love Me." That's my jam. When she did that with James and Toomey and Reggie Lucas, that had that groove, that pocket. I never get tired of that cut. That cut still goes hard. She sounded incredible. Her vocals. Um, she did other things with Noel McConnell. She did. I'm trying to think. Just in my mind, just reflecting. Of course, she did some incredible live stuff with Angela Bofield. They were incredible together. She spoke her mind. She spoke about the industry. She's been kind of like maligned for that, but she spoke out about it. She did it on Video Soul once, and she talked about a lot of stuff that was going on and how they was trying to, whitewash, take her out. So her story hasn't gotten told much as it should have. Um, it was back in '95. She would have been 76 today. She was one of those kind of talents that you just, you spend time dissecting about what the depths and the magnitude. She did a great job on the Stylistics Bet You By Golly Wow. Sounded great on that remake, you know. I just, like I said, I've listened to a lot of her music. She worked with some very great talent people, and she left a lasting impression. And she's one of those artists that he doesn't get the due that she should. But if I tell you, precursor to Whitney Houston,